Hey, what's up guys? Welcome back to the channel. In today's video, I'm revising my ultimate weapon tier list for Battlefield 6. As you guys are probably aware, there have been some really big gunplay changes and spread changes, so that really does affect this list and what the best weapons are, and some weapons' usability, because before, really underrated some weapons on that previous list. This one will definitely be more accurate. If you want to keep up to date with Battlefield 6 and everything going on with the game, be sure to hit that sub button, hit the like button, and for those of you that want to make your own tier list, I'll leave this in the description, and you can just scroll down and hit the reset button on it, because I think it'll have my preset once I link it. Anyway, we're going to go through each of these categories, ARs, SMGs, all that sort of stuff, and I'll leave timestamps for anyone that's wondering. And for those of you that are wondering, I did put the new weapons in here, the M357 trait, and the SOR 300C, the Glock, Mini Scout, and the DB12. So this is up to date as of Eastwood being added to the game. The first weapon we have is our first S tier, the M433. This gun is one of the best guns in the entire game. This weapon I used to think this weapon was trash, and well, I didn't really understand the full potential of it because it was just so bugged. Like, those spread bug fixes really made a lot of these weapons a lot more usable. The M433 has some of the best range TTK for an AR in the game, only beaten out by the TR7. You can actually use it out to range now. Great close quarters time to kill, consistent damage model, good builds. You can do hip fire, you can do whatever you want. It's just disgusting. If you have not tried the M433 after the update, it is by far one of the best weapons in the game. It just does everything really well. The B36A4, just a nice, consistent damage model AR. Doesn't really excel in any category. It's kind of like a jack-of-all-trades weapon. I'm going to put that in, maybe not B tier. It's good. I'll put it in A tier for now. Maybe I'll knock it down to B tier. It's very good. The SOR 556. So the SOR 556 is interesting. It does have 1,000 meters per second muzzle velocity, and it is good in RedSec. However, another weapon later in the tier list makes it entirely obsolete, unfortunately, at every range. And I didn't realize that until I looked at some of the time to kill graphs before this video. But yeah, the SOR, I'm going to have to put it in probably C tier. I believe it's the highest time to kill assault rifle in the game, meaning the slowest killing across all distance, just because of the rate of fire and the damage drop off and all this sort of stuff. It's good in RedSec, don't get me wrong, but in multiplayer, it's definitely not that competitive. It's fun to use, but yeah, I'm going to put that in C tier for now. AK-4D got a lot better after this update. You can actually fucking hit things with it now. You do have to run hollow points on it to get the most out of it. It's just a super low rate of fire, super heavy hitting assault rifle. I'm going to put it in A tier rather than S tier because it is still pretty finicky to use. It is still noticeably less accurate than the other assault rifles. But if you're somebody that likes to play maybe more methodically, slower, and you just want a weapon that hits heavy at every range, good muzzle velocity, the AK-4D will definitely satisfy you for sure. Our next entry into S tier is the TR7. This is the fastest killing assault rifle in the game. I think it's the second fastest killing weapon in the game, with like 167 millisecond CQC time to kill. But this weapon carries its damage over all range distances. Doesn't matter the break points, doesn't matter the distance. If you can control the spray with this weapon, which is hard, but if you can, it will basically insta-kill people. The only weapons you're going to lose a close quarters fight to are like the SCW and shotguns, basically. So TR7, one of the best close to medium range weapons in the whole game for assault rifles. You got to practice how to use it though, but you got to pull down right really hard. If you're interested in more specific weapon guides, going over individual weapons, definitely subscribe to the channel. I'm going to be covering the TR7 and probably every weapon you see here. I'm going to try to make a video for all of them. Moving on to the Cord 6P67, another really popular weapon in this game. The Cord, for me, its accuracy is S tier. Like, the accuracy of this gun is hilarious. You can really beam people out to over 100 meters with this weapon if your recoil control is good enough, especially after the updates. The time to kill isn't the best, though. You would think 900 RPM, you know, oh, this thing's going to shred. You actually lose a lot of gunfights at mid and even short range. For that reason, I'm going to put it in A tier. And these tiers aren't in any particular order. Like, if a weapon's an A tier, it's an A tier weapon. I'm not trying to rank it against the others. It is decent in RedSec. Even though it has 900 RPM, the damage model sort of holds it back from being that really competitive CQC weapon against SMGs and even some other assault rifles and carbines as well. So I think it's a firm A tier weapon. It's good. NVO, this is our third S tier. This is just such a consistent damage weapon. It has 183 millisecond time to kill up close. So unlike some other assault rifles, it doesn't lose its effectiveness against other weapon categories when you're right up in people's faces. The only weapons you're really going to lose a 1v1 with the NVO in close quarters are like the SG, the SCW, shotguns, and I think the TR7. There might be one other that I'm forgetting, but the NVO, really consistent, chunky feeling damage. It just fucks people up. Super accurate. You can run a multitude of sights on it because the recoil is actually pretty manageable. Feels great to burst fire. One of my favorite weapons in the entire game. And now we get on to the L85A3. The L85A3 completely outclasses the SOR, I think, in every range, unfortunately, for the SOR 5.56. The L85 just has better TTK, faster muzzle velocity. With heavy extended, it has faster velocity than the SOR 5.56 by, I think, 17 meters per second. It's not much, but it's 17 meters per second. Very, very accurate. I might even put this in A tier for how accurate it is. I'm debating that right now. But if you want a weapon that just beams things, the L85A3 is one of the best weapons in the game for that. I'm going to keep it in B tier for now, though. The TTK, you're going to want to stay in that mid-range. You're not going to want to take this too close into a CQC. And that does it for the assault rifles here. Moving on for the M4A1. The M4A1, it kind of invalidates a lot of submachine guns in the game. It's one of the best close quarters weapons in the game, and for that reason, we're going to put it in S tier. It's just excellent. You can run hipfire builds, you can run fast reload builds, you can run, you know, suppressor builds, everything, super versatile. It does have damage drop-off. It does have a little bit of shaky recoil for some people, but again, you're going to want to keep this weapon in CQC where it shines, and if you do, it will reward you. It's just super satisfying, and it looks fucking cool. I mean, come on, it's an M4A1. It has major aura. Moving on to the M277. Now, this gun got significantly and noticeably better after both the spread bug fixes and the recent gunplay changes. So the M277 for me is actually upgraded into S tier. This gun is super consistent. It has a slightly worse damage model compared to the M250. It does drop off at range, I think, by 1 BTK, but generally speaking, this gun does the same damage at almost every relevant range. 25 damage, 4 BTK, good RPM. It does have a little bit unruly recoil. You will lose CQC fights to, let's say, you know, pretty much all the other weapons in S tier here. But if you keep in that, you know, mid-range, this is one of the best guns in the game. It's so consistent. And if you do stay in that mid-range, a lot of weapons are simply just not going to be able to actually take a 1v1 fight with you because of the damage model of the M277. So it's also good in RedSec. For those reasons, putting that thing in S tier. AK-205. This is our first D tier entry. Even with synthetic tip, I still find this weapon to be woefully shit. I don't like it. Okay, can you tell? It just doesn't do any damage. The time to kill, even at range where this thing's supposed to be good at, is just not competitive in my experience. It's okay in RedSec. You can make it work, but I think you'd probably just be better off using something else. AK-205 is disappointing, in my opinion. That's our first D tier entry there. Moving up to the M417A2. This is a really good carbine. I'm debating putting in an S tier or A tier. I realize I have more weapons in S tier than A tier, but the cool thing about Battlefield 6 is a lot of these guns are actually usable, and I applaud DICE for that. I like that the lower parts of the tier list aren't filled up, because that means you can use all these weapons. So for the M417, I think I used to consider it S tier. I'm gonna say it's A tier now. It's really good. It's one of the best carbines for sure, but I think it's outclassed by other weapons. Like, for instance, I think I'd rather have an M433. I'd rather have an NVO. I'd rather have some other weapons coming up in the tier list. It does have a 3 bullet to kill range. You can run hollow points because of that 3 BTK range. The magazine size isn't the best. You're going to have really good positioning with this weapon for sure. And for those reasons, I think it's solidly in A tier. Along with the GRT. The GRT BC is one of the best hip-fire weapon builds in the entire game. I don't think it's quite as good damage model-wise as some of the other weapons in S tier, but the GRT, really good CQC to mid-range weapon, great hip-fire, good versatility. This is one of the few weapons in the game you can probably get away with not running a grip. So, yeah. Try out the GRT BC hip-fire builds with like a flashlight and a laser, and it's just great. QBZ, so the QBZ. The QBZ for me is another one of those laser beam weapons. It's kind of just a better AK-205 in my opinion, and in my experience as well. Is it better than the SOR though? I don't know. I want to say that it is in my experience, just because it feels like it hits more bullets at range and that it's just more consistent. And of course, the higher rate of fire, you're going to be able to use it in close quarters. So it's more versatile than the SOR. So for those reasons, I'm going to put that weapon right with the L85 in B tier. You can run synthetic tip on it. It doesn't have much recoil. It's pretty beginner friendly. So if you're struggling with recoil, I would consider these B tier weapons some of your best options, alongside the Cord and maybe the NVO and M433. But the QBZ, it does its job well, you know. TTK is okay in close quarters. You're going to lose to a lot of things, but it is better than the SOR. So there you go. SG553R, this is arguably the best gun in the game for multiplayer. It's certainly one of the best guns in the game, and it's certainly one of the best carbines. You got a 30-round mag by default, 3 bullets to kill range. It shares a damage model with, I think, the SCW SMG. Consistent, low recoil. You can actually run it without a grip if you want. It has that little recoil in my experience. The recoil pattern is good. Great hip fire, especially with lasers. It just does everything, and it almost excels at everything. So for those reasons, I'm going to slap that thing in S tier. Moving on to the sub-machine guns here, the SGX. The SGX for me, I don't know. I feel like it's kind of underwhelming. And maybe that's just because I like other SMGs. But, you know, it's good. It has basically no recoil. You can run hipfire builds. You can run suppressor builds. You can run even extended mag builds. Its TTK is definitely good, but it's not the best. And even in close quarters against other weapons. So I feel like it belongs somewhere almost like in between A and B, like a B+ weapon maybe, A-. We'll go with A-. We'll go with A-. We'll just put that over there. It's a good SMG. You're not going to go wrong with it or anything. I just think other weapons like the PW5A3 or the MP5 are just better. The MP5, I think I underrated in my previous tier list. It's very consistent, and it just does everything. You can actually run synthetic tip on it. Damage model is actually pretty good. No fucking recoil to be found. Still accurate after the update. It's just an S tier weapon. It's good in red sec. It does everything. You know, it does everything he asks it to. Now a weapon that doesn't is the MP7 or the PW7A2. It's shit. I don't know. I just really don't like it. I would much rather use almost any other SMG in the game. I don't find the damage model to be competitive. The damage drop-off is abysmal. The bullets to kill is abysmal. It's okay if you stay in that close range fight distance only, but yeah, that's not enough for me to actually use it, because Battlefield 6 isn't really a close range game. A lot of these fights you're going to be taking are, you know, within that 10 to 30 meter, 40 meter distance, and the MP7 just simply doesn't stack up. and weapons that do stack up in that range for the submachine gun class. The UMG, or the UMP. The UMP is sort of the long-range SMG along with the SL9. It has decent damage at range. It has no recoil. It's just a beam. It's a low RPM, low recoil beam. It's not as good as like even the SOR for that role, but for its versatility, right? The UMP out TTKs the SOR and CQC. I think it's better overall, even if it does lose some gunfights to these weapons up here. So there you go. I mean, if you want a SMG that's a low RPM, low recoil, good at distance, you can try out the UMP. The USG or the P90. The P90. I think this is like probably B tier as well. It takes up half your screen when you use it. The view model is really in your face, unfortunately. TTK is okay. It's not anything spectacular, I don't think. It's not as versatile as something like the SGX. It does have 50 rounds by default, and the recoil, like all other SMGs, is just really not that high. Good hip fire. So for that reason, I think I'm going to put it in B tier. Now in A tier, the KV9, only outclassed by the next weapon, the SCW-10, which will be in S tier. I'll talk about these in tandem. So these weapons pretty much they serve the same purpose, right? They are low magazine count, super fast TTK SMGs. The SCW has way better damage over range than the KV9, which is why it's better. And because the time to kill of the SCW is actually faster than the KV9 in close quarters. So it beats it at both things. It has better damage over range, and it has faster time to kill where it actually matters. That's why the SCW is in S tier, and that's why the KV9 is in A tier. Both of these weapons are going to have pretty good positioning because of that magazine count. You're going to be reloading a lot. You can run mag catch on the SCW. I can't remember if you can run it on the KV9, but you can at least improve the recoil, the reload speed of the SCW. So there you go. These are your CQC insta-kill weapons. The SCW being unique in the fact that it is the fastest killing full auto weapon in Battlefield 6. No full auto weapon kills faster than the SCW within 5 meters. Moving up the list here, we got the SL9. This is a weird one. I'm almost tempted to put this in C tier. It's like a low recoil, absolute laser beam submachine gun, and it's good, but I don't know, like, again, it's just a scenario where I would rather use something else 100%. If you want an SMG that can potentially have 60 rounds, the SL9 does have that big magazine. It also has a bunch of different barrels, like light barrel and heavy barrel extended, so you can get good velocity out of a submachine gun. So if you want a weapon that just has, and I mean absolutely no recoil, the SL9 is probably your best bet. Just know you're going to be losing gunfights in mid-range, long-range, close range. The TTK isn't very competitive against a lot of these other weapons, unfortunately. The L110... The L110 is an interesting one for me. I'm going to put it in B tier. I think it's a B tier LMG. It's just kind of a jack of all trades. It doesn't really excel at anything. It has 100 rounds in that belt by default. It has decent TTK. It's very accurate. Doesn't have much recoil. But again, it doesn't necessarily excel at everything, at anything. So that's why I think it's B tier. The DRS, however, one of the best weapons in the game right now. It is disgusting. It's even better. I didn't think it could get any better, but after this patch, it is. It's just one of the most accurate, competitive weapons in the game. Good rate of fire, good damage model, no recoil, and I mean like none when you have this thing set up. If you have like a crosshair overlay thing, and you look at how much the dot moves from your screen center, it almost doesn't move. So for that reason, the DRS, it's just one of the best weapons in the game. And I realize S tier is packed here. I get it. But I do think a lot of weapons in this game are deserving of S tier. Like, there are a lot of good guns in this game, guys. DRS, and of course, if you use the DRS as support, it's a light machine gun, but it plays like an AR, right? So you get that LMG benefit for playing on support with the DRS. All right, now we got some other interesting weapons here. The M60. So the M60, I think, has the TR7 damage model, but it just shoots way slower. And I think it's less, is it less accurate? It's fairly accurate after the update. It's decent at range. It does pack a punch. For that reason, I think I'm going to put it in B tier. It's not quite A tier for me, just because I prefer some of the other LMGs coming up. But if you want a heavy hitting light machine gun within that 20-meter range, 3 bullets to kill, the M60 is going to be your best bet. It is pretty devastating. Moving on to the RPK. RPK, I'm going to put in... Should I put it in A tier or should I put it in B tier? I think I'm going to put it in B tier. It's very, very accurate. It's great in red sec, so that actually probably kicks it up to A tier in my opinion. It's a magazine-fed light machine gun, so of course those reloads are going to be quicker. It does have a 3-bullet-to-kill range. It's great in red sight, like I mentioned. You can run scopes on it, suppressors, all that sort of stuff. The RPK, you're going to want to stay at that mid to long range. The muzzle velocity is okay. It's definitely beat out by other options in this list. But the RPK, because of that 3 BTK range, I'm going to put it up here in A tier. And I think it's a little better than the M60 at just being less clunky, if you know what I mean, which really does go a long way. The M123K, another S tier weapon. This thing is just so fucked up. It's so good. I made a video all about the M123K. It's one of the fastest killing light machine guns of the game, only beaten out by, I want to say, the M240L for TTK up close. You can run thermal on it, which is insane. It has 100 rounds by default, 830 RPM, super good damage model. It's just vile. If you haven't used the M123K, what are you doing? It's just an absolutely vile weapon. And speaking of vile weapons, the M250. M250, no damage drop-off. Like, you are doing the same damage at every single range. Really good time to kill. Consistent time to kill over range as well, because, of course, that damage model. Another S-tier weapon. It's just insane to deal the same damage at every range. Like, you can just buckle down, hold a position down, and it doesn't matter where people are coming from. You're gonna do insane damage to them. It's good in red sec too, in my opinion. So M250, because of that damage model and its TTK over range, I think it's very deserving of that S tier spot. The KTS. So the KTS is an interesting one. In red sec specifically, it's an S tier weapon. In fact, it's one of the best weapons to use in red sec because of that muzzle velocity, because of the ammo capacity, because of the low recoil, the accuracy, just everything about it, right? But for multiplayer, it's not that competitive. Like, it's not the best choice for multiple different situations. Like, at the ranges you're going to be using the KTS, I would almost rather have a bolt action, honestly. It has some of the slowest full auto time to kill in the game. And when bolt actions are so good, when other weapons just carry their damage over range better, I would rather use other weapons in multiplayer. So for that reason, I'm going to put the KTS. It's S tier in red sec. In multiplayer, I would say it's probably B tier. I would rather use the RPK. I would rather use some of the other weapons here. So I'd rather use the L110, actually. So there you go. M240L. The M240L, it's another S tier in my opinion. It's the fastest killing light machine gun in the game. It's got that 3-bullet to kill up close with the faster rate of fire than the M60. It's accurate, way more accurate than it used to be, especially post-update. So it's massively improved. It does suffer from a little less ammo on that belt. You can get longer belts, but of course it takes ammo points, so it's not going to have 100 rounds unless you go for, I think, like the 55-point belt, which is a little crazy. But M240L TTK-wise, consistency-wise, I think it's all the way up there in S tier. I think it's a fantastic weapon. The DMRs now, M39, LMR, SVK, and SVDM. The M39, LMR, and SVDM all got their recoil reduced. So they're much better now on top of the spread changes and all that sort of stuff. The M39, in my opinion, is actually A tier. I don't remember where I put this in the previous list, but I might have underrated it. It's a very consistent 3-shot kill DMR, good muzzle velocity, and lower recoil than ever. So if you want a weapon that is just, again, very consistent with low recoil at that mid to long range, the M39 you really can't go wrong with. I think it has, correct me from the comment section, it has hollow points and it may have synthetic tip. I think I'm wrong about synthetic tip, but with hollow points, the headshot damage is crazy too. So M39 firmly in A tier. The LMR firmly in D tier though. Dog shit. I mean, I don't even really want to talk about it. It's like a 4-hit or 5-hit kill DMR. Like, just use the M250. That's a fucking 4-hit full auto light machine gun. Like, I just, who cares about the LMR 27? SVK though, another S tier weapon. I mean, just a consistent 2-shot kill across the map. It's good in red sec. It's good in multiplayer. One of the most annoying weapons in the game. The only DMR that did not get that recoil reduction. But it remains S tier. You can get the recoil reset on this thing down pretty well, and it is just devastating. SVK, if you want a weapon that is just reliable, the SVK is right there for you. And SVDM, I'm gonna put it right up next to the M39. So the SVDM, it's a faster rate of fire, I think lower damage version of like the M39. But it still is fairly consistent bullets to kill and damage and all that. Its TTK being faster than the M39 is definitely noticeable. You can spam it a little bit more, and it does have lower recoil in my experience. So the SVD and the M39, if you've been sleeping on these weapons, don't. They're really, really good in my opinion now. So there you go. And on the SVD, you can run the 20-round magazine, and it's still good. So there's that. It's worth noting, though, the M39, I think, comes with a 20-round magazine by default, but it does shoot slower. All right, now onto the bolt actions. I did this in my previous tier list. I think every single bolt action in the game is S tier, but for different reasons. So the M2010 ESR is S tier in that sort of medium sniper distance, if that makes any sense. Where the sweet spot is placed, I think it's like 80 to 110 meters, or maybe 120, something along those lines. For a lot of maps, it's going to be like the medium sniper distance, right? So S tier for that. SV98, S tier for close range, along with the Mini Scout. However, the SV98 has a sweet spot. The Mini Scout does not have a sweet spot, but the Mini Scout has the fastest muzzle velocity out of any sniper in the game at 1,100 meters per second, which makes the Mini Scout, along with its rate of fire, the best, probably the best sniper in Red Sec right now, aside from the M2010 ESR. But SV98 and Mini Scout, both good in CQC. SV98 has that sweet spot, Mini Scout doesn't, but the Mini Scout shoots faster and has faster muzzle velocity. And then the PSR is your stereotypical super long range sniper. Its sweet spot is way out there. I think it's like 75 to 150 meters or something insane. So you're going to want to use the PSR at those longer distances. But interestingly enough, it doesn't really have the fastest muzzle velocity in comparison to the other bolt actions. However, doesn't seem to matter. It's S tier for the way the gun sounds. If you've ever shot the PSR with the suppressor on it, it's possibly one of the coolest sounding guns maybe ever. It's just fucking cool. And now we get to some like awkward ratings, right? So, okay. So shotguns. Obviously, they're going to be S tier in close quarters. But do I just put them all in S tier because of that? No, because they're not very versatile. Whereas I think bolt actions, they're pretty versatile. Like, I find them to be useful in a lot of situations. Shotguns, only CQC. So for that reason, I'm just going to put them all in B tier, including the DB12. The pump action is going to be my favorite. The M1014 with slugs is also good. The semi-auto shotguns, not the semi-auto, but the 18.5 and the DB12, in my experience, not my favorite shotguns in comparison to the M1014 and the M87. Slugs are very, very good on shotguns in this game, especially on the M1014. And yeah, they're S tier for CQC. They're pretty much fucking D tier for anything else. So we'll put them in B tier. We'll balance that out. Now we get on to the sidearms. But before I do that, I just want to rank the SOR 300C. I'm sorry about that. I forgot that. So the SOR, in my opinion, is actually dog shit. I really don't like it. Its damage drop-off is too severe. I'm going to put it in C tier. It has decent close quarters TTK. It does have a 3 bullet to kill range, but the damage drop-off is too severe for me to warrant placing it any higher, in my opinion. So there you go. That's where I think the SOR goes. And then in terms of sidearms, the M44 is non-negotiable S tier. It's just, the most consistent sidearm in the game. With hollow point rounds, it can one-shot, headshot somebody out to 20 meters. Very, very good. The P18 is going to be, let's see, in B tier alongside the 1911. And then all the other pistols, unfortunately, are going to have to go in D tier for me. Even the new pistol, the trait, it's trash. I'm sorry, guys. It's not good. It is an 8-shot revolver. Its damage drop-off is abysmal in comparison to the Model 44, and it is not worth using, in my opinion. And the Glock is just a worse P18, in my opinion. And then, of course, the 5.7 is just dog shit. It just doesn't do any damage. So there's the updated tier list for me. I understand S tier is packed, but of course you have to remember I put every bolt action in there. And I just think there are a lot of S tier weapons in the game. I think a lot of shit in this game is really, really good. So there's the updated tier list. Let me know what you think about it, whether or not it's valid. Obviously, because I'm a streamer, this means, this tier list is 100% correct, guys. Sarcasm, by the way. I know I'm going to get some comments. But thank you guys so much for watching. I really do appreciate you guys. If you enjoy the content, be sure to hit the sub button, hit the like button, and let me know your version of this tier list. Maybe you can link it to me in the comment section. And swing by the streams. I stream every single day at twitch.tv/enders. First link in the description. I'm going to see you guys in the next video.